Hey guys, Ryan here at F Your Review, and today I'm going to be speaking to you about the scariest movies to watch on the UK Netflix right now. This is in order, with the best at the end. Starting in at number 12, Geralds Game. Geralds Game is a horror film that has a unique storyline. The story focuses on a married couple who want to excite their relationship by using handcuffs and role-playing. However, after an unexpected heart attack from the husband, Jessie is left tied to the bed. As a result of being tied to the bed for some time, she experiences many psychological effects from dehydration, hunger, and withdrawal symptoms from medication. In addition to this, a serial killer is on the loose within the area, making the situation undoubtedly unpleasant. Overall, this film offers a great amount of suspense. The unsettling events that take place while she's tied up is enough to make the audience feel very nervous for the protagonist, and we end up hoping to ourselves that she could find a way to be free. Number 11, The Ritual. The Ritual was gripping right from the very start. We would review the acting as very realistic and the storyline is just weird, but in a really good kind of way. What we liked about this horror film is that when it started to get strange, it instantly became scary. We really did like the film a lot, as we don't want to give any spoilers away, but overall we believe that you really like this movie if you enjoy watching horror films. It was similar to another horror film named Apostle, by how the storyline itself just takes you to such a petrifying new world. The type of world where you'd absolutely poo yourself if you woke up in. Number 10, Trick. We believe that if you're passionate about reading up on serial killers, then you will love this horror film. Trick is the type of horror film where the audience are shown the story from many different perspectives, which adds to the crime type element of the serial killer hunt. The fact that we don't know what is happening too makes their chase even more exciting. This is because we find out new information at the same time as the police and the other characters in the movie. If you are interested in serial killers, then this is definitely the type of film that you'd really enjoy. Number 9, The Perfection. The Perfection feels like a mix between Velvet Buzzsaw and The Black Swan, but with more fear added to the storyline. The film has a number of storyline twists, which I thought did the film a lot of justice. There are quite a few traumatic events that take place, and the way that the movie is edited makes the audience feel as if we're going through the situation from the same perspective as the person suffering it. If you want a fun, entertaining horror film to put on, then we'd definitely suggest The Perfection. Number 8, In the Tall Grass. This is genuinely a really good horror film to watch. The different storylines that occur throughout the film is enough to get you gripped and unable to look away from the screen. The acting is brilliant, and the storyline is crazy, and the visual effects are even better. The psychological aspect of how scared the characters in the film are is what makes the audience feel as if they're going through the same fear too. The visual effects of the film make you feel as if you are trapped in the tall grass just like the characters are portrayed in. If you are a big fan of horror films, then this is definitely a type of film that you would not want to miss out on. At number 7 we have Malevent. I probably have pronounced it wrong, so apologies if I have, but this horror film is genuinely creepy as hell. The jump scares are built up correctly, and the theme itself is very eerie, and the twists are actually really brilliantly represented. If, like us, you love watching horror films, then you are honestly going to love watching this film, especially if you are into good ghost and supernatural type horror movies. We were very pleasantly surprised at how much better this film was in comparison to how it was advertised. When we saw the trailer for the film, we honestly thought it was probably not going to be that great a horror film, but I suppose that it really does go to show that you should never judge a book by its cover. Coming in at number 6 we have 1922. 1922 is one of those massively underrated horror films, just like some of the other films on this list. The psychological mind games of the film make the audience themselves feel the same paranoia that the characters are going through. This film definitely uses a subtler approach of horror by using the paranoid thoughts in order to create fear within the characters. We would definitely advise horror lovers to watch this film, especially love psychological horror. At number 5 we have Veronica. Veronica is one of those films that definitely deserves a hell of a lot more credit than it has received on its release. This film itself, in our opinion, is genuinely scary to watch. The suspense of the film builds up really well, with an inclusion of the torturous nightmares and evil creations is enough to make even an avid horror film addict frightened. We can't help but to think that this film does not do itself any justice with the trailer. This is because after watching the trailer, we didn't think it looked too impressive, but then watching the film, it was one hell of a jump scare. Number 4, The Silence of the Lambs. Now who doesn't love a bit of Hannibal the Cannibal? The Silence of the Lambs is a must-see horror film in the Hannibal Lecter series. This film has managed to continue the infamous Hannibal Lecter name in the collection whilst fully examining and showing the characteristics of a serial killer. This film is a lot faster paced than Hannibal, which I personally found actually more enjoyable to watch. If you haven't seen this film so far, then you're definitely missing out. Would horror lovers enjoy watching this? Absolutely. But they must keep in mind that it is not a conventional type of horror/thriller. There are no jump scares, as the serial killers are what make the film so creepy. If you rely on jump scares in a horror film, then you'd probably best avoid this one though. Now before we get into the top 3, we realise that we actually get a lot of people that view the videos that haven't liked or subscribed. If you enjoy horror and understanding the world of horror, please drop a like on the video now and subscribe with notifications on. Anyway, where were we? Number 3, Apostle. Apostle is an absolute hidden gem within the genre of the horror films. We can go through watching so many films without finding an actual amazing horror film, but after watching Apostle we knew that we'd stumbled across something great. This film is really gripping, and it takes the audience to such an eye-opening, new and insane place which we have never seen before. The world in which the lead character finds himself in continues to unravel so many dark new secrets, keeping us absolutely hooked on finding them out. The twist in the storylines too are incredible, making us feel a large amount of emotions towards each of the characters. If you haven't seen this, then you've got to check it out and let us know in the comments what you thought of it. Number 2, Mother. This movie is truly a film to remember. After we saw it, we did not have the energy to watch another horror film for at least 2 weeks, and we love horror. This is due to how emotionally and psychologically distressing the film itself is. However, this is not a bad thing at all. In fact, it's an amazing compliment to how the film was created. This film takes you on a roller coaster of a lifetime that you would never have seen coming. Mother is incredibly disturbing and psychologically testing as to how much of it you can keep up with in the complete and utter chaos. But trust us when we say this, it is well worth the journey. We would definitely suggest any horror film lover to watch this, especially if you love psychological horror. And finally at number 1, we have The Exorcism of Emily Rose. This film just sums up a brilliantly well-made horror. The film itself uses imagery and character behaviour to truly portray the fears that Emily Rose and those around her have went through. The storyline, the visual representation of an exorcism, and the jump scares are completely breathtaking. We honestly could not encourage you anymore if you love horror to watch this movie. This is a horror film that horror addicts have been waiting for, without a doubt. We were actually shocked at how many horror film addicts hadn't actually seen this film when we asked around. If you are interested in exorcism and demonic type of horror films, then you will especially love this one. But we truly believe that if you're a big fan of horror overall, you'll still really enjoy it. Well, that's all from us, with the best horror movies to watch on the UK Netflix right now. To read the full article, click on the link in the description where you can see all that we have written on this, or visit fyourreview.com. Do you feel that we've missed any off this list? Feel free to let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe with notifications on. Until next time, horror lovers, peace.